Okay, hello everybody. Hope you are well. Welcome to updates and recap with myself, Red Redfern, and today is Wednesday, the 10th of April. Wow, I hope you have had chance to either be on live for first part and second part of OnPassive 360 earlier today, and if you haven't, at least have read the recap that is now in your OFounders back office under the updates section. Really was an amazing, spectacular update from our CEO Ash MUFAREH, wasn't it? As far as honesty, update, integrity is concerned, absolutely nailed it today, didn't he? You know, I mean, he answered, in my opinion, all of the questions that many have been posing to many of us, as far as why are we having this delay, what's been going on, why are we paused at the moment, etc. I will try and go over as much of it as possible. But please, guys, if you have not been on live, and even if you have read the updates, please listen to the recording. It will be out later on today. It will be streamed on most of the channels. Okay, so just wait for it, and it will certainly be on this channel. If you want to subscribe, as soon as it pops on, you will be notified for it. But go and have a listen to it. But it's very safe to say that the restart, or phase 2, whatever you want to be calling it, is imminent. He actually did say, didn't he, that this might be the last extension. And if you haven't heard, we have had today, earlier on, a 10-day extension to OCONNECT. He said this is possibly the last one. He said if there is going to be another one, it's only going to be a few days. So everything that he said is going to be happening within this month of April, and that is going to be the restart, which means that payments will be going in and payments will be going out, which is exactly what everyone has been asking, wondering, when's it going to happen, etc. But it was a very, very interesting OnPassive 360, that's for sure. As always, I like to try and glean a little bit from him, from his body language, and boy, did he look relaxed. He looked extremely happy, relaxed, and confident, I think, is a very good word for what he looked like. Certainly, he was a person that knew exactly what is going to be happening. And I think also he was trying to really give us a good idea of what is going to be happening as well. He went into a lot of figures to give us an understanding and an idea of exactly what is going to be happening as far as OnPassive is concerned when we have this new restart. Colonel Daniel Lee, thank you for your super sticker. One piece of information that he didn't bring up, but he actually put it in, was it is confirmed that OTRIM, the app of OTRIM, is now available in your iOS store, which is Apple, and the correct links for these will be available in your OES and or under that product. Okay, it has been officially announced by our CEO. Now the company, so if you want to download it directly from there, you can do, but Want to celebrate Eid, to say I hope you are enjoying that holiday. It is a holiday, and I hope, he said, that you are enjoying to normal items suddenly, and in hospital over in Egypt at the moment, and especially for his mother for a safe recovery, or coming on the 18th of April. I'm not going to go over them on this recap because you can read what they are within the update section of your OFounders there at the moment. Some have been implemented already to enhance that user experience, laid back as ideas for OCONNECT to make it even better user experience, things that maybe weren't prominent enough that have now been highlighted and made bigger, all these sort of things. And this is going to be a continual process as far as OCONNECT is concerned, that when they get the feedback from the users, and if they think it's a good idea, it will be implemented. But he then moved on to talking about OCONNECT as a product and about how big it's going to be. He was then starting to talk about why we are in this pause process at the moment. He said the company will not charge once again. This is so that the paid users can continue to enjoy the product until we can establish the next package costs. Now, before I expand that and move on to it, what he did say as well, and this was after the recording had finished, was that if a user had come in and was using the 14-day free trial of OCONNECT, then at the end of that 14-day free trial, there is no extension. Okay, it is for paid users only. And obviously, at the moment, there is no way to pay for OCONNECT except for with cryptocurrency. So that free user for the 14-day obviously will have to wait until the payment processors are open once again. So it is only for paid users that we get that extension. And if you remember way back, probably over a year now, he did actually say in one of the webinars that if somebody is paying for something, then he will make sure that there is no cost to that person whatsoever. He said, we don't feel good about taking money from people unless the rest of the payment systems, which is coming in and going out, have been sorted. He says it really is only a matter of time, and we will have, obviously, in the future, our own organic solutions. He said, but for now, we are now just waiting at the moment for the repayment of those monies from over 6 months ago. And he actually went into quite a lot of information, okay, about this. He said that he wanted to clarify the reasons why we've been paused. And he said after we paid some commissions in those very early days in September, we got to a point where payments, especially through crypto, were okay, but the other payments weren't going according to plan. He said this took us about 3 months to try and sort things out, and we wanted to have a much broader investigation at all levels, and this had to be was very challenging for him. But the good news is that the payment company back in September can only hold those funds for a 6-month period, and that now has come to an end. So they have to give that money back, and this is the money that is going to be used to pay for the commissions, and obviously the remainder will go back to the company. He said we did pay out some monies, obviously, to the early founders, but we wanted to have a better, proper avenue moving forward. And this is really where we are at the moment. He said, I can't disclose all the payment information to protect the company as we move forward, but we want to do all the company's process for the benefit of the users. And that really was, for me, the hallmark of what this discussion was all about today in OnPassive 360. He was trying to put over how everything that is happening and happened has been all for the benefit of us, the users, whether they be founders, affiliates, or straight users. He said, if you look at how they've done things, why they have done things, it's not cost us, the user, anything. It's cost, in all honesty, the company itself literally millions of dollars. And it was very interesting that when he started talking, wasn't it, about that lost revenue. Now, he was very open and honest about the amount of people that have paid for OCONNECT. He said there's 3 million users, and out of that 3 million, about a third have purchased OCONNECT, so 1 million. And he said, let's do a little bit of maths here. And he said that, let's say that it was $100 per person per month to use OCONNECT over a 10-month period, which is how long we've had OCONNECT for in reality. He said if the company was all about the money and we'd been continually charging people to use OCONNECT, which is absolutely fine to use, that would have equated to $100 million per month for the sales as they were at that time. So equate that over the 10-month period. That's $1 billion worth of lost revenue for that one product that the company have taken on the chin. They have given it to us as users for nothing. They've allowed the extensions to roll on whilst they are working in the background to fix the things that need fixing. Now, myself, Marty, and Chris specifically have been talking about this for so long now, for the reasons behind it, to try and get over to the users of OnPassive products that they are not here to take advantage of you. They are here to help you, to give you a business where you can make a difference to yourself and your family through the financial rewards of the products and services of the company. Now, we've been telling you a long time about this, but isn't it nice and refreshing to hear it from the horse's mouth directly, and that is our CEO. It really was, for me, heartwarming to hear him talking the same language that myself, Marty, and Chris have been talking about for a very, very long time now, that they are not here to rip us off. They are here to make our lives better. That is their focus. Their focus is not monetary for themselves. Their focus is to make a difference, not just to us, the users, but also to humanity, also the correction to corruption and all the rest of it that we've been talking about for such a long time. And it really was, for me, specifically, so heartwarming to hear our CEO talk about this. He said, "I want all the company's processes. We want to do all the company's process for the benefit of the user," he said. "We are a brick and mortar business, and we have removed the addresses on our webpage at the moment because of the misuse of people actually turning up at these locations. Why people would want to do that without a proper invite, not quite sure. But don't forget, guys, a lot of these locations that we have now are addresses for managers, etc., not necessarily just for a working environment. There's a lot of other reasons why we have addresses in different countries, and it's not all about having a working environment per se." He says, so please don't go visiting even if you have got the addresses of these places. He also says, with the direction we are in now, and you kind of from him, didn't you, of how his body language was and how jovial and sitting back and all the rest of it. He also then went into the figures, which I've just given you, and he also said that the company gave this for value and fairness to the user, as this is more important for the company than the money. He said that, look, the money's going to be there, and this is when Chris was talking on the first 360, I was going to come in and actually say the same thing, is that his focus is not about the money. His focus is about the company, the products, what he can do for life. And Vivine Benny, thank you so much for your super sticker. Very kind. Now, some people might think, well, that's my focus, is the monetary side of OnPassive, and that's what I'm thinking about. Well, that's all very well and good for you, but as far as our CEO is concerned, I believe that part of the reason that he kind of brushes over the money side of OnPassive is because he knows that is assured. He knows that is going to happen. So why focus on something he knows is going to happen anyway? Let's focus on real problems that are a sticking point at the moment. It's almost like, because he gave us those figures about how massive it's going to be just with one product, by the way, why focus his energies on trying to explain it all to us when you're going to be fine anyway? You're going to be more than fine. You're going to be absolutely over the moon with what is going to happen to you as far as the financial part of OnPassive, because that really is a done deal. Us early bird adopters of OnPassive, we are the lucky ones. We are the ones that really have taken the step of getting involved, believing in the process and the dream of OnPassive. And he actually went into this when he was talking about how OnPassive have given us, the users, the ability to dream once again, to have those dreams of what you want to do financially, because you have that money to be able to do the nice things in life, to look after your partners, your family and close-knit community around you. And he really was trying to emphasize that that is going to happen. But I need to concentrate as the CEO of the company on the important things. Now, to you, yes, the money isn't important. And he actually said, I get it, I understand, because that is your focus. But for me, I need to concentrate on the real business. And that real business is making sure the products are working correctly. We have the right infrastructure. We have the right base. And you talked about this as well, about making sure those foundations are absolutely rock solid, so that we are not going to be wavered once again. He talked about the payment processes, about how when we get this going, he wants it to be absolutely spot on. No back to how it was and working for a bit and not, and all the rest of it. He said an awful lot of work behind the scenes has gone into making sure that the payment processes we have in place at the moment are going to function correctly, no matter how much volume goes through there, no matter how things work from the get-go. When we get going once again, nothing's going to crash. But he did actually say one very important point to it. He said, this is only an interim. The end goal is to have our own organic process. What's that mean in layman's terms? It means to have our own payment gateways that we control, that there is no fees, that there is ease of money going in and coming out once again. That is the end goal of the business, the company, and I'm sure this will be implemented in the future at some point. I am convinced that it's in the pipeline already, but these things do take time. And we are lucky enough to have a CEO and a business that no matter what gets thrown at them, they always find a solution to the problem. Okay, this is the beauty about what OnPassive is doing. They are a solution-based business. Everything that they are designing is there for a solution to people's problems. This is no different. It's a problem. Let's find a solution. And this is where the workaround has always come from our CEO. Do it or die attitude. And that it really does fill me with so much confidence. He said, I want you to know that to be a sustainable business, the money part of the calculations cannot be the end result. So please, although it's a big deal to you, he said, this company has much more in its plan than money to make a huge impact. That statement alone should be a revelation to so many people. How many times or how often have you ever heard any business, any CEO out there who is basically telling his users and everybody else out there in the marketplace he's not bothered about how much money the company is going to make? His focus is the impact this business is going to have on the world, humanity, and the business sector. That is his focus. I've never come across any business that is focusing on those sort of things rather than the money. Anywhere that you look on the news, you look in business sections, what is the main thing? Every single one of those focuses is on money, whether it be percentages, whether it be the FTSE 500, whether it be profits gone up, whether it's been profits going down. Every single part of every other business that you read about, the only thing that people care about, the only thing that people focus on is money. Flip that on its head, give completely opposite value, whether it be in the products and the services, whether it be in the payment structures, whether it be in all sorts of other areas. The money is going to be a byproduct. Of course it is. But if you focus on the other things of the business side, that really is what is going to make the difference, because nobody else has done it. And that's why I'm saying that one paragraph on its own is worth 1,000 words. I'm going to read it out once again because it really is so powerful. I want you to know that to be a sustainable business, the money part of the calculation cannot be the end result. So please, although it's a big deal, this company has much more in its plan than money to make a huge impact. That is going to go down in the history and annals of OnPassive, because it really does epitomize exactly what is all about our CEO, what drives him, and also the direction of the company. He said it's not only a money game. He said OnPassive is giving tools, but the users must also have a plan. Now, I love this part as well. He was basically saying that we are giving you everything. We are giving you as many of the tools and many of the products, services. We're designing things. We are all these sort of things we are doing for you as a user of the OnPassive products and services. But he said you also need to have your own plan. Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? Are you happy with this, or do you want more? And if you have not got a plan of how you're going to achieve these, he said, you aren't going to get where you want to go. Is the company going to do things for you? Yes, the company is. Is the company going to place people in your organization? Yes, to a point they certainly are. But if you want to get to that part of your plan, then you have to do it within the right way. Be in it, he said, with the proper heart. We will not force you to go in any particular direction or down any path. You have to have that planned out in your own head of where and what you are going to utilize as far as the products and tools and services of OnPassive to get where you want to go. We'll supply them. We'll show you where they are. We'll give you tuition. We'll do all of these sort of things. But it really is, at the end of the day, up to you to decide how you're going to use them, what you're going to use them for, and which direction you're going to go in. this is what I loved about it, to be honest, is because this means that everybody is equal, but everybody is not going to be the same. What do I mean by that? We all have exactly the same equal opportunity within OnPassive, but there is going to be people who are a lot higher up as far as finance is concerned, as far as team volume is concerned, and all these sort of things than there is other people. And that is naturally the reason behind one person and another having the right plan in place of what they want to try and achieve, because they make it happen. They will utilize any which way they possibly can of this business to benefit themselves, because that opportunity is there available to them. Now, other people won't utilize it because they haven't got the drive, they haven't got that panache and resilience about them that they need to be able to push this forward. Now, before people come saying to me, I've tried this, I've tried that, it wasn't work for me, it works for some people. You have to ask yourself, if you want it bad enough, you will find a way. When you've got a company that is legal, ethical, give you one of the best compensation plans that you will ever see ever on the internet, in a really perfectly ethical way that is above board, it is you who needs to look at yourself to say, why? This is if you want to, by the way. I'm not telling you have to by any means. Why is somebody else doing better than I am? Use the tools, use other people's experiences to be able to plan and implement it for yourself. Anyway, I digress. He also said that he started talking then about other products and services, that one in particular, which is an educational platform. He didn't give it a specific name, but he also talked about it that it's going to be, in his opinion, bigger than OCONNECT. Now, I'm not quite sure how he thinks that, because OCONNECT is massive already. But he did say that Dr. Taruk and Dr. Susan are upset that we are holding this and other tools back, because we could have this already viral platform in existence. He said, but we need to do things in an organized way. What we can't have is another flood of cash coming in like it did before. He said, because it's not good for the business. We need to do it in a much more strategic way. So that was pretty interesting that he was talking about what's in the pipeline at the end of the day. He was also then telling actually about how much money we have saved by not having to pay for OCONNECT, which was really interesting about OCONNECT as well. He said, please have the mindset that it's not only about the money. Yes, people need money. Yes, we all know that to function correctly and to have the nicer things in life, we all need money. He said, we are here to give you value, to give you the hope and the dream once again, and to come together in a very unified, loving community in this very divided world. Now, I really do believe that we have an amazing community already in OnPassive. You only have to go onto any webinar. You only have to go and have a look at the amount of comments that we get on our YouTubes, on messengers, on Facebook, all over the place, of how amazing the OnPassive members community is. For me, it's family. I really don't have much of a social life outside of OnPassive. I'm very lucky that I have Jane, my wife, who is extremely understanding and supportive of me in my OnPassive journey. She's as much of this journey of OnPassive as I am. But the community that has evolved over the 5.5 years for me has been absolutely awe-inspiring, gobsmackingly amazing. And I thank every single one of you for being my friend. Where would you get that anywhere else in any other business? You'd just be a number. You'd just be number whatever you are on that payroll. You would be a nobody. You wouldn't have the interaction with other people. You wouldn't have that precious security of OnPassive in your skin. We've got all that because we have stuck by each other through the years of the OnPassive journey to get to where we are today. This is a very special thing that so many people take for granted, but really does make a lot of difference. And this is why the company are where they are to get today now, because of you people out there, because you've kept that belief, because you've stuck through OnPassive thick and thin to where we are today, right on that cusp, within a very short few days of, in my opinion, and reading between the lines of what Ash was saying, that this month it is all going to start kicking off. Now, having that knowledge that we've got really, really does excite me, to know that it's all been worth it, that my conviction, my belief has been justified. And how many of us feel exactly the same? That justification that I knew this is the right thing. I knew to trust this person. I knew that this is going to happen. How many of you people out there have had the ridicule, the snarly marks? Oh, you're still in that thing, are you? How's it going? You know, all of these sort of things. To have that conviction and justification now fills me with joy, and to know that you guys out there as well have been going through exactly the same, and I know that you will be feeling exactly the same as I do right now. Anyway, let's carry on. Ash then continued to explain how AI in the internet is a sword. It's double-edged, good and bad. Really was a good discussion about the race for OnPassive, and about certain people saying that the one who finds that holy grail of AI is going to be the first trillionaire out in the internet world. He said, but he also did say a little bit of caution. He said the monetary side doesn't float his boat. It's not what he really is going for. His purpose is to be remembered in the right way, not for being an Elon Musk, not for being a Jeff Bezos or anybody else like that. He wants to be remembered for being that humanitarian person, the guy that flipped it on its head, who made the difference. That's what he wants to be remembered for. Money, not interested. He actually wants us to have the money, and he's going to give us as much as legally is possible that he can give away. He knows what it costs to run his business. He knows he's going to be very successful through OnPassive as a business, but he wants to make us the winners as well. And this is why he's doing it. He said no one has achieved that goal yet within the AI industry. And they said this gives everyone a chance to succeed with it, because there are different avenues to pursue with it. One has to have the basic understanding of how AI will be used. One cannot avoid it. So OnPassive's goal is to find the good and the safest way to use it and to be successful in that field. He said AI is like oxygen. To survive in most sectors in the new future, you need it. He said the possibilities are really endless. He said we knew this a long time ago. He said that's why we got in the race all those years ago. If you're not in it now, then you're behind. We've been in it for a long time. We know exactly where we're going with AI for our purposes of our business. There's not many out there who could say the same. They are in the race, but they're not quite sure in which direction they want to go with that race. OnPassive know exactly where they're going. They know what they need. They know what they're going to be using. And that is exactly the route they're going down. He then finished off, he said, think of history and success stories. He said, kitchenware, then vitamins. He said, then the .com technology. And he said, we are now in the AI race. We're in it, and we are going to win our race. It was a fantastic OnPassive 360, in my opinion. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I liked his honesty. I liked his explanations of the whys and the hows and where we're going to be going from here. But I really do believe that if you are one of these people who's maybe been a bit anxious about where we are at the moment in OnPassive, this 360 definitely answered all of your questions. So as soon as the recording is out, go and listen to it. Not if nothing else, it will inspire you. It will make you want to do things. And that is exactly what we are here to help you succeed with. OnPassive is the vehicle, but we actually want you guys to succeed. Anyway, guys, as always, no shout outs today. I will see you all tomorrow on Thursday, and we will start picking the bones out of today's OnPassive 360. I hope I have given it the lip service that it deserves as far as the recap is concerned. I will put the 7-day review up as soon as I get the recording for that. In the meantime, read the notes, get hold of the recording. You will be ecstatic about it. That's it from me. Bye for now.